Watching TV is great, and so is saving money. Would you be surprised to learn that you could get rid of your cable box and still do both? Today we're talking about cutting the cord, and I'm going to show you how to do it all. There was a time when, quote, cutting the cord and getting rid of cable TV might save you money, but it also meant missing out on some of your favorite shows. But not anymore. With the proliferation of streaming services, smart TVs, and mobile apps, you'd be hard-pressed to find programming that's available on a cable channel that you can't find somewhere online. But before you call your cable company or go turn in your cable box, you need to have a plan. We've come up with 7 questions you need to ask yourself to decide what you're going to do with your life after your cable TV is gone. CNET managing editor and resident TV genius David Katzmeyer has a number of handy guides available on cnet.com to help answer those questions. The links to those articles are in the description below. Not too far away from the like and subscribe buttons, come to think of it. Come on, you know what to do. Ready to get started? Here we go. Question number 1. How is your internet? We're not going to get very far if you don't have or can't get a decent internet connection. Many of us have cable and internet bundled together. If that's you, the time has probably come for a conscious uncoupling and to start looking around for an internet-only plan. Depending on where you live, that may mean just removing your cable service and staying with the same provider, or you may have other options in your area for internet-only service. Try to find a plan that includes unlimited data, as it wouldn't be surprising to see your data usage go up once you move completely to online viewing. As for internet speed, start by pricing the speed you currently have. Though be aware, if you have several people trying to stream at once, you may end up needing something faster. Of course, take advantage of whatever deals your provider might offer, but beware of getting locked into any long-term contracts if you can. It's time for some self-reflection as we answer question number 2. What channels or shows do you need? Make a list of any programs or networks that you absolutely cannot live without. Make sure everyone in your household has a say in this. Otherwise, I'm sure you'll hear about it later. In some cases, you'll be able to replace your favorite channel's programming with a streaming service like Hulu, since many programs become available on the platform shortly after they air on TV. But that's not always the case. Netflix also has a lot of network series, not to mention originals and movies, but I find Hulu has more current selections. And there are other platforms like Disney+, HBO Max, Peacock, etc., all with different program offerings and at different price points. If your list includes a lot of local channels, live news, or sports, you may be better off with a live TV streaming service. Each offers a package of live channels you can watch on a streaming app that includes program guides, cloud DVRs, and mobile streaming. Prices start at $25 a month, but to get live local channels, you'll need to pay at least $50 a month, which is getting back up into cable TV territory. Once you have your list in hand, check out Katzmeyer's exhaustive chart of the top 100 channels you can stream on each live TV service. And he has another pro tip. Unlike cable, you can cancel or restart service anytime without contracts or penalties. You can always subscribe to follow a popular show and then cancel after the finale. Let's rewind for a second and ask question number 3. Can you live without a DVR? Live TV streaming services offer a cloud DVR, but it's often not as capable as a TiVo or the DVR from your cable company. Katz found that YouTube TV has the best cloud DVR we've tested, but in some ways it's still not as good as a TiVo. Odds are many of the programs you're recording on your DVR are going to be available on demand with services like Netflix, Hulu, Amazon Prime, and others. And live TV services like YouTube TV and Sling TV offer a lot of on-demand shows, and you can often pause or even skip commercials. And there's a chance that not every episode of every show is going to be available on demand, so you may end up needing to record it instead. To find out how the different services and their DVRs stack up against one another, check out our guide for the best TV streaming services for cord cutters. Streaming services help you keep track of what's going on in places like Pawnee, Gilead, or Easttown, but what about closer to home? Question 4. How will you get local channels? One of the ways to get around the high costs of local networks on streaming services and still have access to your local news is to use an antenna. Make sure your TV has an over-the-air tuner built in, so you can plug in an antenna to scan for local channels. Reception varies widely depending on where you live, and unless you buy an antenna DVR, like the Fire TV Recast, Air TV, or TiVo Bolt OTA, you're restricted to live-only viewing. I have an antenna, but when I moved into this apartment, I found out there's no place I can mount it that gives me good reception. And the HOA won't let me put an antenna on the roof, so I found another option, a streaming service called Locast. It's a non-profit service that provides access to local, over-the-air channels via the internet in select metropolitan areas. You can view local channels in a browser, via mobile apps, and on many smart TVs using Android TV or Roku apps. And don't forget to check out our list of the best indoor TV antennas. Question number 5 can be one of the biggest barriers to cutting the cord for some people. How much do you watch live sports? If your answer is a lot, then this can be a tough one to figure out. Some channels devoted to pro baseball and basketball teams, known as regional sports networks, are only available to cable subscribers. Live TV streaming service AT&T TV has an $85 plan that is the best option if you want to watch your local RSN, but coverage varies widely by sport, team, and city. To find out if the service carries your team's games, you'll need to visit AT&T's website. NFL pro football games are usually carried on local networks, but you'll need an antenna or live TV streaming service to watch them. One exception is that Amazon Prime Video will carry some 2021 NFL games for free, and will host Thursday Night Football exclusively from 2022. Or you can stop by the local watering hole that's showing the game if you can't get it at home. Question number 6. What streaming devices do you have? I have at least 6 in this setup back here, but you can't see them all right now. Now, if all you're worried about is watching over-the-air channels with an antenna, then you can skip this section. But if you intend to use any of the streaming services we've talked about, you're going to need a device to use those apps. It could be the TV you already own. Most TVs sold today come with a number of streaming apps built in, and the ability to download more. If not, maybe you have a gaming system like a PlayStation or Xbox. Those are capable of running most of the popular streaming apps as well. But if you don't have any of those things, you'll probably need to pick up something like a Roku or Apple TV. At least they're relatively cheap, and you don't have to pay the cable company every month to rent one. And with most services, you can also watch on your phone, tablet, or computer, in addition to your TV. Who knows, maybe that was your plan all along. Now you can be one of those people that says, I don't even have a TV, and then goes home and binges Teen Mom on a laptop. Okay, ready to shut it all down? That's question number 7. To find out the answer, do a trial run. When you sign up for all the services you need and get the hardware working, unplug the cable box and get used to streaming instead. It may be a bumpy ride at first, but with time you'll figure it out. You may need to help others in your household to find the programs they're looking for on the new services or devices. After you've lived with streaming for a while and have gotten used to the process, it's time to call the cable company. Your cable provider might offer you incentives to stick around, but be strong. Often these deals require signing a 2-year contract. A lot can change in 2 years, and with the freedom of streaming, it's simply a lot easier to save money than with cable. Before I go, let me just say, please don't cut the cable coming out of your wall when you turn off your cable service. There's a pretty good chance you're still going to need it to plug in your modem so you can have internet service. And of course, I'm not allowed to leave if I don't ask you to like this video and subscribe to our channel. I hope you enjoy your new cable-free lifestyle. See you next time.